Hey, now if you have a look at my past videos, you may have noticed I have come quite a long way into creating the setup you are looking at right now. My videos in the early days are very strange looking now that I think about it. They are not as high quality, my presence is lacking, and it doesn't give that content creator feeling, if you know what I mean. But at that point in time, it was the best I have, and over time, I started to invest a little bit into getting the essential equipment in order to build a little recording studio you now see. I was very hesitant at first because I always thought that I can record anything with just a microphone and camera. Anything else is optional. But I was wrong. I was so wrong because what I ended up wasting is my time, my efficiency, my focus, and much more. In the long run, it cost me more than I thought I gained. So today I want to share with you some of the gears I use whenever I record my videos as well as my setup. This setup not only allows me to start recording in less than 5 minutes, but also cuts down my recording time in half. Now you may think the first one I'm going to talk about is having a proper camera, but no. One of the things I use right now is a power bank. The one I use is called the Tough On power bank. Now the reason I use a power bank is really simple, because every time you try to record something, especially when you're outside, when the weather is perfect and you're in the mood to record something, you don't want to be talking halfway and then that's right, you forgot to charge your camera and you can't carry on with your recording, which happens so often to many content creators. Some even had the whole day planned out. They traveled far because it is a beautiful day, and then their camera just wouldn't turn on and it's a day wasted. So for me, having a power bank helps because this 60 watts power bank charges my camera real quick. I don't usually use it when it is charging though, because the camera can get a little hot. The Tough On power bank I got is easy to use. It comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable. It has both USB-A and USB-C ports, and it can charge up to 3 devices at the same time. I particularly like playing with the strap. I don't know why, but the strap itself has a USB-C connector, so if you ever forget to bring a cable, you can still charge a device that supports USB-C, so that's pretty neat. Okay, so the first thing I have is a power bank, because without a fully charged camera, your day is as good as gone. The next gear though is of course a camera. Now for this, I got the Sony ZV-E10, which is what I am using right now to record. I think for this, you can use any camera of your choosing, but I suggest not investing in one that is too expensive. The reason I went with Sony ZV-E10 is because it is one of the cheapest cameras in the market for content creators. I'm not particularly into the whole photography thing, so purchasing expensive lenses isn't my thing. And that's why the Sony ZV-E10 works for me. I record all my videos in 4K because once I upload to YouTube, the quality drops a little. So having it as high resolution as possible does help. Now, of course, you don't have to purchase a camera if you are starting out. These days, a smartphone is more than sufficient to do the job. I find that the latest smartphones these days are so powerful that the quality it produces is almost on par with a proper camera. The only drawback to this is it cannot create crisp, high quality video if it gets too dark, mainly because the lenses of the camera is just not big enough to capture sufficient light. So if you're always recording with bright natural light, or you love recording outside when it is sunny, the smartphone works really well. What I would suggest though is to record in 4K if you want to ensure the best quality video on YouTube or any social media. Okay, so that's the camera. Now the next one is one of my favorite gear ever, and that is the Elgato Prompter. Some of you may have asked before if I used a teleprompter, and the answer is yes, I do use a teleprompter, but it does take practice to talk naturally instead of look like you're reading off it. I only got the Elgato Prompter less than 6 months ago, and since then it has cut down my recording time in half. Previously I spent about 40 minutes to record a 10 minutes video, and it took forever. I had to remember my lines, I have to make sure my notes are with me, and it felt rushed and untidy when recording my video. But with the Elgato Prompter though, I can sometimes record a 10 minutes video in less than 20 minutes. Not only does it save me time, but it also makes me edit less because there's hardly any bad takes at all. And apart from that, because my recording is a lot quicker, the video file size is a lot smaller, like 10 GB less. 10 GB may not sound a lot, but I produce quite a lot of content. So that 10 GB saved does add up, and I don't need to constantly buy extra storage, which can be quite expensive. The reason I chose the Elgato Prompter is because it comes with a computer screen where I can connect it to my computer and it becomes my second monitor. This just makes things so much easier. I mean, I compare the Elgato Prompter to other teleprompters in the market, and I noticed that the ones in the market tend to just provide the reflective glass, and I will need to lay down like an iPad or iPhone below it in order to roll the script. Not to mention, I also have to find some sort of teleprompter app, and it just makes things so complicated. But with the Elgato Prompter, it comes built in with its own software, and everything is mostly plug and play. I got everything up and running in no time. On top of that, I write my scripts up word for word, so having a teleprompter just makes my life as a content creator so much easier. Now, of course, having a teleprompter and a camera is useless if you do not have a great audio. And for this, I have my Blue Yeti Nano. I love this microphone. This has been with me for I think 3 years or so now, and it has never failed me. The audio it captures is great, it looks great, and it is easy to set up. All I need to do is plug in the cable on the Blue Yeti Nano and plug the other end to my PC, and it just works. There's no software to install, it is just plug and play. The Blue Yeti Nano is quite heavy as well, which is the way I like it because it feels solid and tough. If your budget is limited, then I suggest you save up for a microphone first. A good audio just enhances your video more than a good looking high resolution video. Okay, so the next one is one of the gear I personally use, which is the Toza HA1 wireless headphone. You don't really see me using this because I only use this when I am editing my videos. I'm thinking about using them to record my YouTube shorts as well, because this does have a built-in microphone, but maybe another time. When I do my editing, I always have to make sure I have peace and quiet because I need to be able to listen to my own recording. As I said before, audio is very important in any videos you create, so you gotta make sure the sound is clear. Having these headphones helps block off unnecessary noise like, cars passing by or your neighbors mowing the lawn. This headphone is Bluetooth, which is what I use, but it does come with extra cable if you need them. So one is the headphone jack and the other one is a USB-C to USB-A cable. So having this just helps me focus a lot better, which is necessary if I want to get things done fast. Okay, so those are the essential gears I have to help me record my video in a quick manner. These items are my must-have items to record any video. But what if you want to create a setting like mine, like what you are watching right now? Well, to achieve this, you just need a few lights to create a little magic. But in order to create this type of environment, you're going to need a proper camera. A smartphone can't do it because the lens just isn't big enough to capture light. Alright, to create this type of environment, I have only 3 pieces of equipment. I have a RGB floodlight, I have a LED light bulb, and I have a softbox. To me, the softbox is the most important one of all. It gives out that natural light, which is so useful because not only does it allow me to control the light source, but it also allows me to record my videos any time of the day. The RGB floodlight and LED light bulb, that's optional. It is just added light to create a bit of mystery. Let me show you what it looks like with all my lights turned off. Okay, so I have everything turned off. I mean, I'm not even sure if you can see me anymore, but this is what it looks like with no good light. So now I'm going to turn on my softbox. See how now it just brightens up my face and it makes it look like natural lighting? I mean, even if I have just my softbox turned on, I think it is enough for me to create a good video already. Now I'm going to turn on my RGB floodlight, which is on the floor. Okay, not too bad, right? The bad thing about RGB floodlights is it creates a lot of shadows. So I added a LED light bulb behind to counter that, which I will turn on now. And so I'm back to my initial setup just like that. You should definitely play around with the colors and mix them up. I just like the combination of blue and yellow. It makes it look like dusk in my room, but that's my choice. You should choose your own. And finally, I have all these gears I use hooked up nicely in my room, so if I ever want to record, I don't have to start setting them up again, because let's face it, if we make it a hassle every time we need to record a video, then chances are we are not going to record one. So whenever I want to record my video, I just need to turn on 3 switches on the floor and I am ready to go. It saves me time, it is effortless, and the less blockers there are, the more likely I am to get work done. Alright, again, I have the Tough On power bank to charge up my batteries. I have the Sony ZV-E10 as my camera. I have the Elgato Prompter to cut my recording time in half. I have my Blue Yeti Nano for crisp and clear audio. I have the Tozo HA1 headphone for video editing and to stay focused. And of course, I have the softbox, RGB floodlight, and LED light bulb to enhance the environment. I'll be sure to put the links in the description below and pin it in the comment section as well if you are interested in purchasing any of this. And with that said, thank you for watching and I will see you again.